Sup guys?
Sup, guys?
No, why? Why did you ruin it? Sup guys, welcome to Remax, episode 45, it's June 23rd. Hugs the fuckboy, but everyone knows that. We're here to talk about StarCraft as always, everything that's been happening in the scene. We're going to be talking about that and then answering your questions at the end of the show. Type !Reddit in the chat to go leave a question if you didn't. And you'll never be as passionate as Stugdu, who left 23 questions. I hope his Adderall was cheap and good. But yeah, let's go with the intros. So Huck, how have you been, my man?
Been good. I don't know. Been playing Grey Goo, I guess, would be the only announcement. That's new. Playing StarCraft 2, playing Heroes, going to WCS soon, which is cool. Gonna try to play in this. Oh yeah, I went to like a small Canadian land and saw my bait Hinderlisk. Chilled with him. That was nice. Just normal stuff, I guess.
Nice, nice.
That esports life, man.
Yeah. Did you watch the movie with Hinderlisk?
No, the land. Oh my god, it was like a good land setup wise, but it was hot as fuck. Like we're just sweating all day, and then the doors opened late, so it was supposed to start at 10 a.m. You didn't even get in until 11:30 a.m. and then it was supposed to end about like 8:30, and it went on to like 11:30. So we had plans to like go to dinner, go see Jurassic Park, and then go drinking later, and then we couldn't even do any of it because like after a whole day of like just sitting there sweating, you just you don't want to do shit. You want to like go home and shower. So we just went home and showered. I mean, we went to Church's Chicken, I guess.
Church's Chicken? Is that fried chicken?
Yeah.
Like Korean fried chicken or just regular fried chicken?
It's
Like-
regular white people chicken. I
But was
guess.
it as good as
Or
Korean?
black
Is
people.
this an esports show, by the way, or what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
No, dude, this is the intros. Like, we catch up, you know? He's talking about chicken, you
Jesus
know.
Christ.
You know me, right? All right, anyway, what about you, Mo? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been actually 2 days ago. I made some chicken, and I just bought it and I just put it in the oven. The problem was that there was no like edges around it, so I got like chicken sauce all over my fucking oven in the bottom.
Nice.
And that was fun.
Yeah.
That's what I've been up to. Oh, I'm
Nice.
playing some StarCraft.
What about the potato cam? Is it still a success?
I'm not sure if it's a success, but it's still there in a way.
In a way? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. What about you, Todd? What have you been up to?
I don't want to talk about chicken and fucking bullshit, so let's just go straight into the show and start talking about esports related stuff, shall we?
This guy. Maynard, don't feel intimidated by Todd. Just tell us what you've been up to.
Todd can tell you I'm not really intimidated by him. What I've been up to,
Right.
yeah, exactly. I've been up to, I don't know, man, by playing games in my spare time, but working a whole bunch. And been pretty busy, like working on my house and working Monday to Friday, all day, every day. And trying to stream lately as well, like once a week. For
Nice.
just doing like a whiskey review show and a music review show. 'Cause,
How does that work? You just drink the whiskey and you talk about it?
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I drink, get a new bottle of whiskey every week, and I drink it, review it, and then I
Wait.
listen to an album while I ladder or play another game. For the first time, I played not StarCraft last weekend, but I don't know if I'll keep doing that because it's my upload's really bad. I might just have to
see.
keep doing StarCraft.
Do you drink all of it or?
Well, I'm not dumb. I don't have a whole bottle of whiskey in like 2 hours, but generally around half.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's not because the idea is not to get smashed on stream.
I see.
It's just to enjoy and review a whiskey, but sometimes it happens.
And trust me, going
If I'm having a good time,
yeah,
you know.
you'll regret going blackout drunk on stream. I've done it before. It's not that glorious.
I enjoyed it. I remember it, man. You look like
Take your word for it.
He looked like a fucking used up hooker, man. He had his panda makeup. It was all like sweating and stuff. It was like getting drained. He looks like
my
the
God.
saddest fucking panda ever.
So the world
Great.
chewed you up and spat you out, man.
Yeah, man. Some highway miles on that girl.
All right, so let's get into the show before Todd murders me in my sleep. So WCS is coming up this weekend. It's what, 26, 27, 28, 3 days of awesome StarCraft where possibly foreigners will do well. I mean, that's what a lot of people are hoping for. Let's review the groups just a little bit, favorites, who you think Yeah, favorite, and would you like if you're rooting against someone like Firecake? Feel free to let us know. So let's start with Group A: 4GG, Bunny, Hydra, and Gunfu Panda. I've been playing a little bit of CS:GO with Marine Lord, and he let me his account, and Bunny was on it, and Bunny has played like 80 hours of like whatever, like Dota and all that stuff. So I wish I could root for Bunny in this group, but I'm a big fan of Gunfu Panda. What about you, Mo? Do you like him?
I don't have anything against him.
No? Are you
I
sure?
think he's quite a good player also. He's been working hard, but I think he's
And what do-
overshadowed by Showtime. I actually think Showtime is better.
I see.
Why do you tweet some very mean stuff about it then?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Mo, you've been very nasty about Showtime before, or Gunfu Panda in the past.
well, it was just one tweet.
Oh, I see.
Like I come out and do that kind of stuff to pretty much anyone who does something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Maynard? You think just 4GG Hydra for this group? Nothing too fancy?
Yeah, pretty much. I think Bunny might upset. He was really impressive last season. I mean, obviously he was really kind of the foreign hope at one point. It was,
Okay.
I'm actually a huge fan of Bunny as of last season of WCS. Like I knew he was around, and I knew that a lot of people loved him. But Snoop was my foreign guy. But last WCS, it was kind of I was feeling Bunny a little bit. Hopefully he does well. But I'm thinking if I use my head, yeah, 4GG Hydra. Hard to go past him.
Oh. Let's talk about Group B. I think Group B is like really interesting because you have two really good foreign players, one really good foreign players that no one likes, and then you have Polt. So Harstem, Firecake, Marine Lord, and Polt. What about you, Huck? What do you think? Do you think our man Arstem can do well?
I think Polt's actually gonna not make it out here. I think like he's the least favorite player to make it out
Yeah?
in this group, surprisingly. Yeah. I think Harstem probably most likely to make it out, and then I would say second place Firecake.
What?
Even though it'd be close between Firecake and Marine Lord. Obviously, I'm gonna be cheering for Marine Lord, man. Like, I really hope Marine Lord and Harstem make it out, but I think Firecake and Harstem are gonna get out, and I think Polt's pretty screwed, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the Marine Lord has been on Remax, so obviously we have to root for him. Someone.
Whoa.
What?
Okay, sorry, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah. What about you, Todd? Two Frenchmen. Are you rooting for both of them?
No. I think I want Harstem and Marine Lord to come out ideally. I think it'd be cool if Polt came out too, because he's like the previous champion. A lot of people are writing Polt off though. Like it's a little bit weird. He's the champ from last season, and like every time there's a tournament that matters, like he will never bomb out in round of 16 ever. But a lot of people that I've talked to, I think it was Marine Lord said he was gonna go out here. And pretty much everybody I've talked to, basically, about this group, they told me, well, Paul is not playing well right now because I guess he had some very unimpressive games in the round of 32. But we shouldn't forget, it's been quite some time that, he's got to prepare for this. So first, I want to see how he plays, then we'll see about whether or not I think he can make it out. So yeah, I'm hoping Harstem first, and then either Marine Lord or Paul.
Okay.
And Firecake fucking last.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a prediction thing if you want to see how he plays first and then say.
Yeah, but,
I would not want to bet with
okay.
you.
I wasn't saying I want to see how he plays like before I make a prediction. I'm saying like I want to get an idea of how he plays before I decide if, in my opinion, he can go far or not. Like I'm not really like that's focused on making predictions personally.
Okay.
I just told you who I'd like to see advance. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
I think Marine Lord is the biggest favorite of this group because he's been showing himself to be such a good player. Like pretty much whenever I watch Marine Lord play, he's always seems to be winning against pretty much everybody. He's been playing a lot of tournaments, it seems, and on the ladder he's constantly like super high rank too. And he told me that he's been practicing a little bit with 4GG, obviously, since they're teammates, right? And he's been saying that he's doing well in Terran versus Terran also. So, but I've also seen him like against Nadam on the ladder and so on, and I've seen him play against Zergs too. Like, I think he is the actual favorite of this group as a whole. but it's always hard to know with someone like Polt. It reminds me of Teja. Like you always expect them to lose, but then they always end up like winning the championship, and they always keep on surprising you every time. Whereas you actually shouldn't count someone like Polt out.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the latest Roddy show matches? Because Harstem and Marinlo, they were in the Skype call, like doing commentary and talking a lot. And both of them, like they spoke a little bit about their matches. Like Marinlo, they did say, like you just said, that he feels very good in TVT. But I think Harstem, like it's the first time he was saying basically that his PVT is the sickest. And that is the first time he's been that confident in it. So Harstem, he basically told Marinlo, like, I'm going to demolish you. Which,
Yeah, but I think a problem with Harstam is that he often seems to be very good in practice and he practices a lot, but when it comes down to it, down to the wire, he never seems to perform the same way like Bunny or Snooted does. So even though he's maybe got the skill of the absolute top foreigners, he's never really shown, at least not from my impression, that he actually wins when it really counts. So that's why I think Marine Lord is the favorite of the group. Not necessarily that Marine Lord is better than Hearthstone.
Well, Marine Lord's TVT has been like legendary for a very long time now. Well,
But
not long time, but yeah.
I think Hearthstone played really, really well in the round of 32, though, to be honest. I mean, I casted the games and he seemed by far the most solid in the group. And then on top of that, Marine Lord seemed a little shaky at LAN, to be honest, which I think is a pretty big factor. Like, I think Paul is the least skilled, but he's like very consistently, like he'll play his best at a LAN.
You know there's Firecake in this group, right? You said the least skilled. Polt's still in Korea training because he's studying.
But Paul's going to school in Korea.
Yeah.
So his time's pretty split, where I'm not sure what Firecake is doing, but I just think that when it comes to Marine Lord, it's not like his skill is bad. I just think he doesn't necessarily play as well as he does at a LAN as he does online, which is his biggest problem in my eyes. Because I do think he's an amazing player, and I think that if he played as good as he does online, he would probably be the favorite to make it out of this group, but he doesn't. And Hearthstone seems a lot more confident in that way.
Okay. That sounds logical. For Group C, we have Lilbo, TLO, Igas, and Asonu. Yeah. I mean,
Well, this group is so easy compared to the last one.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
But Lilbo and TLO and Igas are pretty good.
No, I think here we have like three. If you can split these players like out of round of 16 into tier 1 and tier 2, then I think the Group B has like 4 tier 1 players, and this group has like 3 tier 2 players.
And
If you're asking me, at least.
yeah, so who would be the best player out of Group C then, Mo?
I think the favorite for Group C is Lil Bao. And I think that's for sure.
Do you agree with that, Todd?
Lilbo or TLO, I guess. I think both together, like I don't think they're that far apart. But yeah, I guess maybe Lilbo with a slight edge. And yeah, like this is definitely I mean, no Korean. This is the only group with no Korean.
Oh, yeah, very
Two
true.
groups have 2 Koreans, and then the one group that has only 1 Korean, it's Bolt with Harstem, Firecake, and Marine Lord. So I mean, Group C is definitely like a little bit of a jackpot, like for all of these guys in terms of being easier.
Yeah. Okay. What about
Imagine Huck, you were in this group. Wouldn't you be happy?
Yeah, of course.
In place of Lilbo.
Yeah, of course. This is as good as it gets, for sure. I mean, even Igas, I think he's how should I word this? He's underrated in most people's eyes, I feel. But at the same time, I don't think he's like scary good either. I would not be worried to play him. And then, like you said, no Koreans. I don't know. I would be very. I would. I don't know if this sounds cocky, but I would be like confident if I played in that group. So.
what Maynard? What about Agas? Do you think he's going to come out of that group?
Man, Igas. I think that he might be the first Australian to make that round of 8 in quite a while. I think he's got a shot, but I think Little Bo's the favorite. Igas would probably come second if anywhere. But that said, yeah, fuck it. Igas will come through. He's pretty good. His TVZ's been his best matchup for a long time, and his TDP's gotten a lot better. It used to be his Achilles heel, his TDP. has gotten a lot better over time. Like he's beaten Protosses to get this far. So I'm pretty happy with him. He seems confident every time I talk to him about it. So
Would it be the best Australian performance since like Moonglade 2012 or something?
yeah, pretty much. Like Moonglade's round of 8 in 2013 was that WCS America back when MLG was running it. Yeah, that's the highest and furthest Australian's ever done.
Damn.
So
Go Australia.
good luck, have fun, Argus.
Yeah, whoops. All right. Group D, we have Red, J-Dong, Patreus, and Stardust. That's the group where you can just go to sleep. When you take a nap, you come back.
I think Stardust is gonna plow through this group just
You think
because
so?
he played Jaedong not like a day or two ago and he 3-1'd him, and I think Jaedong's like insanely good shape right now. So to see Stardust like PVZ be on point, it's obvious that he's been practicing it, and he's just a guy that can come out with so many different builds. You know, like he's called Cheese Dust. He can do like a lot of different things, but at the same time, his macro isn't so bad either. So I think Stardust is by far the favorite to make it out of this group, and then obviously I'd probably pick Jaedong second place. But I think Rhett has a really good shot as well, just because his ZVZ is apparently very good, and I don't think Betrayus' ZVZ is that good.
Okay. What about you, Todd? Any ZVZ expertise?
Not really. I'm not sure what to think about Stardust. Like I saw some of his games against Terran. Didn't he just lose to QXC or something, like in the tournament?
Yeah, yesterday. But the day before he beat Jaedong 3-1. So it's like, okay, maybe his PBT stuff.
Everybody beats Jaedong, man.
No, Jaedong's been playing pretty well lately, in my eyes. The games that I've seen from him, I always felt he was in pretty good shape. Even at WCS, he did well. He seemed pretty dominant, I guess. Besides against Kung Fu Panda, where he should have lost. Kung Fu Panda was retarded a little bit.
I really like Jaedong,
Even
obviously.
he says
Like, you know, I am very happy when he does well, but like, he barely advanced in a round of 32. Like, I don't think that his wins were like super impressive. So going into this group, I don't think I would ever say like he's like one of the favorites. But at the same time, he seems to take the tournament very seriously. So maybe he prepared like a madman. Like Red, though, out of all these players, the guy who's impressed me the most recently is probably Red. So hopefully, I mean, representing Europe, he takes first. We'll see.
Okay. So, Maynard, do you have a sub button?
A sub button?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Okay, so basically, whoever predicts the winner, I'll sub, and then Maynard, I'll PayPal you $5. So just pick a winner for round of 16, guys. Not a round of 16. I mean like the whole tournament.
Oh, wow.
I mean, last
Okay.
time we did this, Todd picked MMA, and MMA lost in like round of 64. So that was great.
Yeah, so what? You should fucking sub to my channel anyway. I'm going on your show and not getting anything, fool.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
Patreon
go and
audience.
say I'm gonna say
Okay.
Hydra.
Hydra?
Yeah, me too, Hydra.
All right.
Look at these guys. They want to sub so bad. Take a risk or something. I'm not gonna take a risk actually. I'm gonna go for a sure thing. Harstem's gonna win the shit because it's easier.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Stardust.
Stardust?
Yep.
Wow, because he beat you, you would be able to say you lost to the
He
winner.
always does that. He always does it. He doesn't admit it. But I know you, Chris. All right. Next up in the topics. Oh, and yeah, by the way, it's this weekend. Go watch it and travel to it if you can. Next topic, we have Classic wins GSL 4-1 over Dream. The biggest
Oh.
top
SSL.
SSL. Yes. Jesus. Wow. This guy. Does he even host a talk show?
No, he
no.
doesn't. Okay, can we talk? I want to talk about it. Let's
Oh
talk about
wow, okay. But
What?
hold on. My first question though is, do you think if Terran was easier to play, Mo,
Oh my god.
Dream would have won?
No. Okay, skip
I
this
didn't
fucking-
see
No!
the games. I
Moro,
didn't see the
shut up!
games, but yes.
Shut up. The funny thing about this matchup is like Kenzie did a poll of most people and even other players that I talked to. I think everybody thought Dream was going to be the favorite just because he was like dominating Protoss players for a while, like CJ Hero and all them. But Classic's builds he had like so many build order wins, it seemed, where he just opened like Oracle or Phoenix, and then, you know, within like the first 10, 15 minutes, won a game for free almost.
Do we
So
want,
it's like,
Oracle is a good builder to win. I agree.
well, it's because Dream always opened up like Widowmine something. He never opened up just Bio.
yeah. He was trying to get these free Widowmine hits. Mo, what's your thing about the Oracle? You have a saying? Like a meme chat? Twitch meme?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. It's like best defense, best offense.
Oh yeah, but that's more of a statement, though.
Yeah, so what's your statement about the Oracle?
No, but it's pretty much like you get full defense, and full offense is like aggression, harass, scouting, map control, and then you get the mid game too with the revelation and so on. So I like it's a good unit, man.
All right, all right. Do we want to talk about Classic using Proxy Tempest?
The Roddy build. That's what I immediately thought of. I thought it was cool. It was a very thought out build, it seemed.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they would fucking change maps for Christ's sake. Still playing on King Sejong. Like, get with the times, man. Deadwing too. But all in all, it was a really cool build.
Okay. Did you watch the game, Maynard?
I watched the last 3 games, so not all of it, but yeah, I kind of just assumed Dream would win as well. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
So Classic embarrassed me a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah, and that was the general feeling too on Reddit. It's like most people were like, well, Classic, it's not the best, but he works hard. It's like, god damn it, he won 2 titles at this point. Fucking give the guy some credit. He's gonna be the second Polt, you know, back when Polt kept winning a lot of tournaments and no one remembered his name. Those were the days. Next up, that was like a big thing last week. We had a lot of discussion. A little bit of outrage, a little bit of circle jerk. David Kim addresses community feedback. Is this the part where we cue the sound like hallelujah? Chris, is that when we do that? No, we don't do that. Why?
I don't know, man. I feel like that moment's like for other important things if they came through. Some of the things you've been on Twitter about bitching about constantly.
Oh. Wow, are you calling me a bitch?
No, I'm just saying you bitch a lot.
But okay.
For not a bitch, you bitch a lot. That's all.
My man, my man. But yeah, basically, David Kim talked about a lot of things that had feedback, such as the flying unit separation radius. There's a bunch of stuff. Really, the siege tank, the community resourcing models, such as like the double harvesting, the ranked play, which they agree needs to be added. The disruptor being all or nothing, and then the adept micro that was very cool as well. Chris, you agree with most of this, right? But I guess the disruptor being all or nothing hits home to you.
Are you trying to explain the joke you're trying to make real quick?
It's not a joke. I was just trying to create discussion.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree with most things. But I've always said that the disruptor is too much all hit or nothing because, I think the disruptor is a good unit, but the main thing that they're trying to do is they want to give Protoss the Colossus in another unit and take the Colossus out, right? But the disruptor's never going to fill that role because it's never going to be consistent damage at the moment. But the thing is I like the disruptor the way it is now because it creates like really cool moments within the game. A disruptor goes into a mineral field, there's a big battle, there's a disruptor, it hits like 8, 10, 11 hydras or whatever. Those are really cool moments. So I want them to keep the disruptor, but at the same time, Protoss does need some kind of consistent damage dealer. But with the buff to depths, they do seem a lot stronger, and it seems like if you do buff gateway units enough, they can be viable as just like a standalone army. Okay. Even though I don't like that depth, so I think it's still not a cool or fun unit.
Moro, did you see the Reddit post by David Kim on Reddit?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay,
he's been posting a lot of stuff, so I haven't seen everything. I don't think.
But what do you think of it? Does that make you happy?
I mean, it makes me very happy that he's started to post these things, but this could just be like you know, like a way to calm the storm, if you know what I mean. So he will post this stuff now, and then he'll be gone again very soon.
You're not a
And,
believer.
I'm not convinced yet, because after like 5 years of not working like this, it's hard to imagine that he would just suddenly like flip a switch and start working in a completely different method. But seeing some of these changes that we've been suggesting, that they will put it into the beta map, it tells a lot actually. Then it's not anymore that they're just thinking about it and they will be testing it internally, you know, for them to actually put it into the client for us to play with means quite a lot. So I think this means something, but I wouldn't like start praising Blizzard just yet.
I see. But what he replied to was basically someone saying that the tank drop might be too strong, and he basically said like their fallback option if the tank drop medevac is too strong would be to unsiege the tank when you drop it back. What do you think of that?
I like that change a lot. I think it's kind of dumb how siege tanks can, you know, basically fly around if you have an insane amount of APM, even though that like creates a lot of like skill within the game and you can, you know, multitask like crazy. I wouldn't want the, you know, the siege tank to have that role. Like siege tanks are meant to be slow and all that. So I think it's stupid that siege tanks can basically fly around in that manner. But I do like the idea of being able to pick up siege tanks to disengage basically. So you have a fight with like, let's say bio tanks, medevacs, then you can actually pick up your tanks and fly away if you're losing the fight badly. And I think that could be very, very nice.
Okay, cool. What about you, Todd? Do you like the new approach of David Kim about the community feedback? Do you believe in it, or just too early to tell?
Well, it's one answer, so I'm not sure it's a new approach, but I think any good communication between a game developer and the community is definitely good. Yeah, I hope it continues, obviously.
Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to the next topic. MC retires. The boss toss hangs the towel after having a decent run in GSL Season 1. His time has come to an end as he decides to retire as a pro gamer. His retirement was a little bit lackluster, basically saying on Twitter, "Hello guys, my fans are esports people. I want to say something about my retire StarCraft. I lost my confidence and skill because I'm living alone." So it's a little bit sad to see happen. Maynard, were you a big fan of MC?
I was. I wouldn't say I was like his biggest fan the last like maybe year or so, but it was sad for me, especially when there was that like, you know, MC farewell video. I'm a real sucker for those farewell videos. They always get me. There was one for MC. No, I didn't shed a tear, but I'm too manly to cry really. But it definitely stirred something. Like I realized that it was a big loss. But that said, I don't really say anyone is retired until they've not been around for a long time. There's been too many people that I've assumed have retired and then just came back like 2 months later. So I'm not gonna give up hope just yet.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, he said he was gonna stream, right?
yeah, it basically took a day before he announced his role-playing shenanigans, and as you can see today, he's been. But like a lot of stuff he's done in the past, like that Undertaker thing, when it was like the group selection was pretty cool. Chris, as a friend of MC, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. People always ask me this too when I stream, and people are like, "Oh, it's so sad he retired. What do you think, Huck?" And I'm like, I don't think it's a sad thing. Like, I think he's happier not playing, so he's just not gonna play.
Yeah.
And I just want him to be happy. So I think it's a good thing, and it makes sense that he lost motivation without being in a team house, you know?
Yeah.
Especially for a Korean player to see like GSL happening and SSL and pro league and all these things, and you can only compete in half of them, and then when you're practicing, you're not practicing with your teammates. Like I was gonna say growing up. I don't know why the fuck I was gonna say growing up, but living in the OGS house, it was like such a positive experience for me. I honestly cannot think of a better team house than the OGS house. And I visited like many Korean houses. I've talked to a lot of the Koreans that left OGS and went to other teams or spent time there. And honestly, there was nothing compared to it. And once you lose that, it's just hard to maintain as a player, I think. Because, you know, you don't have that, the competitive edge that you feel, you know, the bonding experience where you're like kind of, you know, it's almost like a military experience where you're like in the trenches, like, you know, trying to do your best and you're struggling and you have your friends at least there to help you and you guys like succeed or fail together. And he didn't have that. And I'm sure he got lonely and just lost his passion, man. Yeah. Like many of us do.
He was what? Go ahead.
Huck, well, what about you, Huck? Are you still going to compete or are you going full caster or what's going on?
No, I'm going to I'll compete at every event that I can. And then if I can't compete at something like, let's say WCS, then if I get an opportunity to cast it, I will. So I'll play.
That's what I did last year.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Todd? You're trying to say I'm down a path?
In 1 year from now, I did good last year. I qualified for Premier League and I had round of 16. So maybe you're going to have a good year and then at the end of the year, you're going to want to try something different and be a full-time caster. If you do the same as me, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I casted Heroes too. But anyways, let's
this is MC's moment, my man.
Yeah.
He was so handsome when he was in OGS. After that, it all went downhill. Too much salary to go around.
Just different hairstyling.
You think so? No.
Yeah.
He was thinner, man.
He was for sure thinner.
Talking about MC again. Like you brought us back on subject just to say he was more handsome before and shit. Like well done, Ezra.
But like you would think but like OGS had a fried chicken sponsor too. Like what happened? But anyway, what about you, Mo? Do you like MC?
I don't really know him as a person, but I fucking hate his play style and the way he played across his career. He basically made a career out of doing, you know, hashtag Protoss things, you know, playing very dirty, gateway all-ins for years, cannon rushes, DT rushes, and all that kind of shit. Basically just avoiding macro games altogether. But at the end of the day, like, he was the best around at doing it for such a long time. He was an excellent tournament player and so on. So he's definitely no player that I don't think anyone is going to forget. And I think everyone can respect all the achievements that he managed to get in StarCraft 2, regardless of his playstyle, because, you know, there's always going to be different players who plays in different ways. I'm kind of happy to see him, you know, starting. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay, it went completely silent, so I thought it was cut off.
Maro's not used to being able to talk for so
exactly.
long without being interrupted. He's like,
interrupting me.
Something doesn't feel right. Why am I still talking?
Anyway, it's nice to see him starting streaming. I'm not sure if this is like something that he's gonna try to do for a living, but I think he definitely has the personality to make a living out of streaming, and he has this background of, you know, winning championships and being the best player in the world for long periods of times and so on. So I think he could become quite like I don't want to say famous, but he could probably make a living out of you know, streaming in Korea. But the sad part is that StarCraft 2 is not like huge in Korea, so maybe he could like, I'm just talking about making money here, like maybe he could switch to Brood War and start streaming on Africa, because I know those guys probably get more viewers than you would get from any fan base from foreigners on Twitch. But it will be interesting to see what he decides to do from here.
Yeah.
Real talk, Moro, when you saw the tweet that he was retiring, you probably thought good riddance, right?
No.
That's a yes.
Like, there's been periods of times where I didn't particularly like him, but that's mostly out of grudge, you know, losing to him in tournament after tournament. You know, when he first came to Europe, started winning tournaments, you know who he beat? Yeah, he beat this guy. It was like this guy, me, three
Yeah, but
times in
everybody
a row
beat you,
for
though.
three consecutive tournaments. No, like I was the favorite to win all of those tournaments, but every single time I just
What?
lost to MC, so it sucked. It was like during those periods of time where Terran was arguably very strong, so there was not much to be.
Why are you still
Basically,
talking?
to stop
Just shut
me.
up.
Yeah, but
You've been
was
done for a
he was
while.
asking me a fucking question. Like, yeah,
That
I'm not a
was
big fan of his playstyle, but I think many people can agree with that.
You guys remember when he played like one base Void Ray on like Aquilon Wastes, and he had like three Void Rays flying around for like 15 minutes, and then he finished it up with a Blink All In? I think it was MMA or something he beat with that. It was pretty glorious, not gonna lie. That or Yoda, but yeah. It's a really gimmicky playstyle for sure. But yeah, MC, and then he comes back as a streamer. We'll see where it goes.
Is he streaming on Twitch? I don't
Yes.
think the Brood War thing option's gonna work for him, just
yeah.
because all
He was-
those Brood War guys, it's like they had huge fangirl bases in like Brisu and all those guys. Like they built it up. MC wasn't shit in Brood War, to be honest.
So
They
what you-
called him the suicide toss because he just kept dying
Yeah.
all the time in Brood War.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe
he
you
did
can
this-
pair that image though. Maybe you
Yeah.
can pair that image, be like the suicide toss and fucking like suicide every game. Like, people-
I think a better image for him would be like, have you guys seen that Korean African streamer that like does crazy shit?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
No,
That would
God.
be MC's niche. Like MC's
Yeah.
the type of guy where he doesn't care. Like he likes to joke around and have a lot of fun. So you know he could get some like huge bowl of soy sauce and pour it over himself, or like do like you saw him. The video on Reddit is him doing like some weird fucking like shuffle dance towards the camera off of some random. I don't even know what the fuck's going on, but I watched that video like 4 times at least, right? So that could be his thing. Like I would watch him do dumb shit. So
Exactly, he could be a huge streamer.
if he does dumb shit, I'm gonna cocko him right now and be like, hey man, we need to talk.
You need to go full retard.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, hey, you never go full retard, man. Never.
I don't know.
It's calculated.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, apparently it was versus Torzane on Aquilon Ways, someone says on Twitter. Next up, what's the thing? I'm not sure. Hold on. Asus ROG 2015, $15,000 for StarCraft 2 in Finland. Yeah! And I mean, there hasn't been Asus ROG in quite a while. They've been doing other stuff like CSGO and so on. But they're bringing back StarCraft 2 the end of the month, July 30 to August 1st. Are the casters announced? Stream and casters at a later date. Ooh. Todd,
Usually it's Kaldor.
what?
Or
Usually it's
Asus.
Kaldor?
Every Asus. Yeah, it's Kaldor, and then whoever like he
sells himself
he thinks
cheap
he's
for it?
worthy.
Oh, okay.
No,
I see.
whoever he thinks is worthy. So before, I think last time it was maybe Harstem or something. I'm not sure. We'll
I
see.
see. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Mo, are you gonna go play, or are you done being a player?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. So if you're from Europe, because there used to be a lot of tournaments in Europe, but it's slowed down. But it's nice that it's going back up. Harstem to go to Korea? Question mark. The reason is, god damn it, this tease. Okay, so Invasion Esports has partnered with Esbenu, and three players are being represented from Esbenu. Like whenever they go to international tournament, I think it's Daisy, Bomber, and there's a third one I can't remember, right? But anyway, so Invasion Esports partnership with Esbenu, so you could see
What the fuck are you trying to say exactly? Isn't it just Sabenu? Like
Esbenu.
boom, like not Asbenu? Where's the A or the U coming from?
There's a U at the end of the word. I think that's where.
Yeah.
No. There's a vowel he is putting at the beginning of the word that I'm hearing. Say it.
Esbenu.
Yeah.
What? Why does it sound so fucking weird? Is it just me? Sabenu.
Hey, it's not Spanish,
Sabenu.
man.
Supposed to
Venue.
all right, my man. Anyway,
Say it.
Winning.
Say it.
Esbenu.
Oh my god.
Those
Venue.
fucking, those fucking shoes, people. All right. But yeah. So, like, what are the chances that Arstem actually goes to Korea? Is he gonna do well? Is he ready for it? Chris, as someone who went to Korea, what are your thoughts?
I wonder like where they would stay.
Well, in the Spinu place. Did I fuck it up again?
It's okay. So that's like the Startail house?
Yes.
I don't know. It depends on the conditions. Is he gonna be with other white people?
Most likely not.
Probably it'll be a little rough for him then, I think.
Arston's in the chat. He could probably tell you.
All right. Harston, hit us with the knowledge bombs. But in general, it comes down to like how passionate you are about like, you know, grinding ladder and just like enjoying the experience of being there. And then on top of that, how good you are about not being lonely. Because especially if you're not staying with other white people, it's not like I never had a problem with the culture shock, as they would say. It was more about like, if you're with a few white people, then it's like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. You have people to talk to on a daily basis. But if you're just sitting there and you're not talking to anybody all day, it gets pretty lonely, to be honest.
By the way, I think you should phrase that differently, because
Well, I mean,
when you say white people in 3 sentences in a row.
well, okay. So haters, English-speaking people. Sorry, that's true. Hater is not anything.
So Asians, all Asians don't know English, or what?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
I know what you mean.
I know.
In China.
Yeah.
And like in Korea for a long time, like when you're there for like say from 2 weeks to like 1 month, you already start getting homesick. So like you want to get Western food and shit like really bad, and also like having people to speak like fluently with in the same language is also going to be important. So you don't want to get homesick, and like if you go there as like a single like European guy and like there is no no one that has like no Westerner with you, I guess it's gonna be really hard pretty quickly. But I'm pretty sure Harston wouldn't want to go there for like 3 months, probably like 2 weeks. I guess he can tell us.
He
And
said
then I
that
practice for some time.
he said that he was in Taiwan for 2 months and he didn't have a problem with it. But Taiwan, they speak better English than they do in Korea. So
Yeah.
and I don't know if because I'm just
And also
speaking
it was
from
the first time that he went.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the first
Yeah.
time that you go, like you're very well prepared mentally, and then the next time you go, like I don't know, it can get like boring and lonely much faster.
yeah, it just becomes a drain. But Taiwan, they definitely speak a lot better English than Korea, man. Because trying to pick up girls in Korea is hard mode. Picking up girls in Taiwan is easy life, man.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they speak English and they like white guys better. Korea, it's like a how could I say this without seeming more racist than I already have this show? It's like
Something about white guys, yeah.
it's like a neutral or negative thing that you are white in Korea. In Taiwan, it's a neutral or positive thing, and they speak better English. For sure. I mean, I've spent time in both countries, so.
Hey,
Koreans are
Harston.
more racist. Xenophobic is the word I'll use. Koreans are more xenophobic, but AKA that means racist, pretty much.
I see. Hey, what's up, Harston? How you doing?
Pleasant boys. I'm good.
So, are you planning to go to Korea? Is there any plans about that?
Right now, there's because of WCS, I'm not too sure when I'm gonna go, but I'm definitely gonna go.
Mhm.
What else is there really to say? I don't I've been in Taiwan and I found it very easy there, even though I think I got very unlucky with who I was with because only one guy spoke English and basically all he could say was good morning and goodbye. So that's all my conversations existed of basically for I guess it was 6 or 7 weeks. But it wasn't too bad. And like Huck said, I think the first time you're willing to take more shit in a way. You don't care as much because it's going to be your first time and you're mentally well prepared. So I'm not sure how it's going to be if I'm going to be alone for a long time. But if I'm going to go, I'm not going to be there for 5 months in a row because nowadays there's WCS all the time. So sometimes you will need to go to tournaments as well.
Yeah. But, so you would go more next year and not this year?
Maybe this year after WCS, but I don't see myself going before WCS Season 3 starts. It's not very
How
useful.
long do you want to stay?
It's really depending. I don't mind staying as long as possible, but with WCS, I think it's just hard to stay there for a long period of time. I've also been trying to get a, what's it called? Star League invite.
Yeah.
And that might be a bit quicker. I can't say too much about that right now, but I hope it will work out because I really would like to. I feel like if I would have like finished my career without at least trying to be the best, then it would have been a bit of a waste. So I really want to go to Korea for a very long time already. When I first joined Fnatic in like 2012, originally like one of the main reasons why I joined was so I could go to Fnatic, to Korea, I mean. But then they closed the house when I was like about to go, and
Oh.
like I'm still very happy that I joined Fnatic. Not that they like tricked me in any way, but yeah, ever since then I've been trying to mention it, but there's just not been the financial means. And now with Invasion, I basically put it as one of my main priorities in my contract that I really want to go to Korea, and I had to, you know, take a cut on the salary for that, but I'm fine with that. But I really wanted to go for a long time.
But when you want
but
to
if you
Taiwan,
go after, excuse me, Tom, but if you go after WCS Season 3, might you
It's
as
gonna be
well
long.
not wait for,
Yeah.
might you not wait for just Legacy of the Void first? Seems useless to play harder with Swarm in Korea, the Legacy comes up.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm a bit. That's why I'm not sure when exactly I'm gonna go. So I'm not gonna go like after WCS Season 3, like in November or something. That would be absolutely useless unless I manage to qualify for BlizzCon.
when you went to Taiwan, wasn't it like sort of equal to going to Korea anyway because you practice on Korean ladder? Like it's the same thing, no?
I'm not exactly sure how it works in Korean team houses, but when I was playing in Taiwan, like I was quite motivated myself, but I literally was the only guy playing StarCraft. The other guy in the StarCraft squad that was there full time was playing Hearthstone like all the time. He would play 2-3 games a day, and I couldn't play with him at all. Like if I would ask him to play, he would
Okay.
play
So you
2
want the
games.
Korean team house experience, you don't want the Korean ladder practice.
Yeah, yeah. I want like the, you know, I want the grinding. I don't know, like the just having in-house games and shit like that.
Are you
know?
prepared to do the dishes if you're the worst?
Yeah, man, no problem. I've been practicing doing the dishes at home for years now. I think I can do that.
All right, good. It's nice to know.
Why
that you-
didn't you try talking with like Snoot and Bunny or something? Maybe they'd be interested in going as well. There is a few foreigners still that like to go in Korea, I think maybe. Morrow maybe thinks he's not finished. He's Korean.
Fuck that shit.
Nah, I don't know. I think I talked with Snoot some time ago, but I think it's very difficult to set something like that up. I'm not sure. I just now I got the opportunity and just took it. Didn't really think about other people. Maybe a bit self-centered, but you know, who cares?
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Harstem. Thank you for coming on the call, talking to us about your plans. We're glad that Invasion Esports is doing well and that you're going to invade Korea.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. All right. Well, that was that. Good luck to Harstem, our big boy. He used to be on Remax quite a lot, but then he took pro gaming seriously, unlike Mo. And that's paid off for him.
You know I'm making more money this year than any other year.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay.
You are?
Yeah, of course. Being a role player pays off, man.
Well,
How much
maybe not,
money are you making more?
maybe not 2010, but I'm doing better this year than last year. Last year I was a better player, to say the least.
Yeah, it's like being a pro gamer is a little bit ungrateful. Like it takes a lot of hard work and it's like really hard to make it work. But yeah, let's go into the Reddit questions.